Hello, this is Lita Citroen, and I've been asked by the leaders at the CTA Expo Emerging Managers Forum to spend a moment and talk to you about some of the essential personal branding and reputation management tips that I often share with groups around the country. And I'm going to go one further and provide you with a key bit of insight into how to create the ideal elevator pitch. First off, what is personal branding and how does it tie to managing your reputation? Well, personal branding is the practice of you taking ownership and control of how other people perceive you. You start by understanding where you are today. What is your current reputation? How do the people around you perceive you? What do they consider to be your best assets? And then you look at your personal mission. Everyone here is on earth for a purpose. And do you spend the time to really think about what your purpose and your mission really is? Your personal brand is anchored in that. So I'd encourage you to spend a few minutes and think about what it is that you're meant to do. What are you passionate about? What do you love to do? That if money were no object, you would spend all day in that industry or in that field. You combine your passions, your beliefs, and your values with the perception other people have of you, and you start to get a picture of what your personal brand today looks like. Then we have to identify what you want your brand to be. Reputation management is about working towards an ideal perception or an ideal reputation that you desire. It has to be founded on credibility, and you can only be credible for those things that you actually act on according to your values. But your desired brand is ultimately how you want to be remembered. So when we think about the finality of our life and we think about our ultimate destiny, what do you want to be remembered for? Are you going to be remembered for the mergers and acquisitions or the financial portfolios that you built? Or are you going to be remembered for the children that you raised and the community that you served and the mentoring that you provided to those people you worked with? So we take your current brand, your desired brand, and we match all of that up with what we call a target audience. Who are the people, the customers, the clients, the constituents, the influencers that you want to be relevant to? We can't market ourselves to everyone out there. So we target those audiences who hold opportunity. In some cases, financial opportunity or career opportunity, professional opportunity, or personal opportunity that we desire. And we match that all up together to create an intentional strategy that you use going forward every day in all aspects of your life to promote yourself and market yourself and hold yourself accountable to the goals that you've set. One way that your personal brand really comes to life is in your elevator pitch. Your elevator pitch is that quick 30-second soundbite that you'd give somebody if they turned to you and said, "So, Lita, what do you do?" Your elevator pitch can often be mistaken to be a request for your resume or your job description or your professional history. Really, what people want to know is first, what do you do? Tell me professionally what your job title is or your job area of expertise is, because then my Rolodex of job titles and content will slow down and I can better listen to the rest of your elevator pitch. So my advice is to first start off and tell somebody what you do, but then quickly move into a description of what you do differently. What is your unique spin on it? Or what do you bring to that position or that role or that industry that makes you stand out? You can see why it's important to do the personal branding part before you do an elevator pitch, because you really have to understand what makes you different before you can tell somebody else. And the third step in a great elevator pitch is to tell me a story. Give me an example, share an anecdote, or a story about what you do that I can understand. You have to know your audience and you have to know what you stand for and what you want to be remembered for. But ultimately, if you tell me a story, I'm so much more likely to remember you and remember your career and what you do. And I'm also able to turn around to the person next to me when they ask me, "Hey, who was that person you just met? What do they do?" I'm more apt to be able to tell them your story, which illustrates what you do and what makes you different. So that's just one example of how a personal brand comes to life. Your personal brand is reflected in your online networking and social media, in the networking that you do in person, in your image, in your body language, in your relationships, and in the messages and the content that you share with other people. To learn more about personal branding and how to create a powerful elevator pitch and market yourself, I encourage you to check out my website, which is www.lida360.com. And I hope you're all planning on attending the Emerging Managers Forum in Miami on December 13th, and hopefully I will see you there. In the meantime, have a wonderful day and keep on branding.